People say, well, why are you always focused on the ancient past? Well, because the past is prologue. If we don't understand what happened back then, we're doomed to continue to repeat these cycles of time that we've been in for quite some time, for eons.
Yeah, I mean, it's just direct evidence that civilizations don't last when they go kooky.
Yes.
And that things go sideways and there's natural disasters and wars that reshape landscapes. Like, look, it's all there and it's happening right now.
Yep.
And if we're not aware of it, it'll happen to us. And then we'll be a footnote of history. We'll be one of those things. There was this amazing country called America. They got crazy. They created all this art and culture, and they did amazing things, but they went fucking sideways.
Yep.
They sold out the money. They got involved in wars, and then the next thing you know, the world is operating essentially like communist China. The whole world.
Yeah.
So that's possible too, kids.
Yeah.
All right, you got to fight for this. 'Cause
Yeah.
whatever this thing is that we have, this is like super fucking unique. Do you think that if the Anunnaki are real and if Nibiru really exists and there's another planet with highly intelligent beings that are far more advanced than us, if that's the case, do you think there's more advanced and more, just like we are to chimpanzees, they are to us, and then another race is to them, and then it just keeps going on forever until you're God?
Absolutely. I believe there's levels to the game, just like there's levels in terms of how we live on this planet.
Yeah.
We have the first world, second world, third world, just here on Earth. Now magnify that one as a fractal, as a universe as a whole. You have civilizations that are 1 million, 2 million, maybe even 1 billion years ahead for every civilization progressing within the universe at a specific rate. So you can have beings that have already maybe even shed their corporeal bodies and only exist as beings of energetic light. And then you have everything all the way back down towards us. In the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, he actually says that he has achieved the ability to incarnate at will on and in the plane he desires. He claims to be able to incarnate whenever he wants and even into other dimensions, which is wild.
That's next level.
Yeah, that's next level.
But it does make sense that if we're capable of doing what we're doing, we were talking about your phone, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra with zooms and all this different shit. That's magic to someone just 200 years ago. And if it keeps going and you keep like playing this out as far as possible, it kind of makes sense that there would be levels to the kind of intelligent life that exists in the universe beyond our comprehension.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Terrence Howard? Do you know his theory about how planets are created? That it's just things ejecting from the sun over billions and billions of years, and that there's a Goldilocks zone where you can create life.
Right.
And that's where the people are.
Yeah.
And then as this Goldilocks zone gets, you have to be super technologically proficient in order to control your environment to the extent that you no longer require the sun in order to keep you alive. That kind of makes sense if Nibiru's out there past Pluto.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense.
But his theory about the creation of planets, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense.
We watch stuff fly off the sun all the time. And if this matter over time would coalesce and become a planet.
Yeah, it creates an accretion disk, and everything in space creates accretion disks. So once that
What is that word? Accretion disk?
Accretion, yeah.
What does that mean?
Disk. So once you have a certain amount of mass in space, it instantaneously, on its own, wants to create this circular, like the shape of our Milky Way galaxy, wants to start circling and swerving around itself. And then as it does that, it begins to create friction. As that friction increases, the matter begins to collapse in towards each other, all right, based on its own energy, and then it forms a ball. And that then builds and attracts more mass until it builds into a moon or a planet or whatever.